A ball is thrown off of a cliff. The cliff is 22 meters high. The ball is thrown off the cliff downwards at an angle. It's thrown, it leaves the thrower's hand at 12 meters per second. It's thrown downwards at an angle of negative 15 degrees measured to the horizontal from the height of 22 meters. The question is, with what speed does it strike the ground 22 meters below? This can be solved with kinematics, but that's a pain. So instead, we're going to solve it using energy conservation. Now, I should add that I cannot find the direction of the projectile using this method, but I can find the speed with which it strikes the ground. So that's what we're going to solve here. Energy is conserved. Right, the network is zero. As long as it's traveling through the air. I should really do this. So EI plus the network equals EF. Again, that's zero. It's not zero while I'm throwing it, and it's not zero once it hits the ground, but it's zero as it travels through the air, the network. Initial kinetic energy plus initial potential energy equals final kinetic energy plus final, sorry, I said it, but I didn't write it. Final kinetic energy plus final potential energy. You can cross out any of these that has a zero associated with it. Well, you can't cross out the initial kinetic energy because that's the energy of speed and it has an initial speed. You cannot cross out the initial potential energy because it has height, and so that's the energy of height. You can't cross out the final kinetic energy because that includes the variable you're looking for, which is the final speed. But you can cross out this because that's the energy of its final height, and it has no height at the very end. So let's put in some numbers here, or some letters, sorry. 1/2 mvi squared, that's the equation for kinetic energy. This is m times g times y, the equation for potential energy. And then 1/2 mvf squared, the equation for final kinetic energy. Notice that mass is common to every term. And then you can put in the numbers and solve. So 1/2 times 12 squared plus 9.8 times 22 equals 1/2 VF squared. We'll solve for VF. And do a little calculation. That's going to be that plus square root is around 24 meters per second. So it will strike the ground at a speed of 24 meters per second.